and flow, that's a wonderful state of being. From what you've been hearing us talking about, we've been really out on the leading edge talking about what happens when you accomplish that reset. And then you start in that place of non-resistance and allow law of attraction to help you increase momentum. As that momentum becomes more and 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 more, everything moves faster and faster and faster and faster, and yet you can still call it ease, because it doesn't matter how fast you're going unless there's resistance in the mix. You can be going 100 miles an hour, and if you don't hit a tree, you're experiencing ease. But if you're not good at not hitting trees, then you want to slow it way down for a little while. And so when you say you want a life of ease, we know that you don't mean, I want a life of nothingness, or I want a life of slowness, or I want a life of laziness, or I want a life of no activity. What you mean by that is you want a life of fewer bumps. What you mean is you want a life of less resistance. You want to trip over fewer things, and you want to have less efforting, because when you have an impulse of needing to offer effort, you're trying to overcome resistance. And a whole lot of people are not tending to their vibration and then offering a lot of action to compensate for energy that they didn't smooth out. And so we like it when you say, I'm looking for more ease, because we hear you saying in that, I'm looking for more alignment, not less speed, not less enthusiasm, not less passion, not fewer things to do, less resistance. But how does one do that? You do that by letting go of some beliefs that were in your way, like, I have to prove my worthiness through my hard work, or in order to be appreciated, I have to be knocking myself out all the time, or I have to compete with all of the people, and I have to be doing the most that anybody's doing. There are always thoughts that you've picked up along your physical trail that are thoughts of resistance that are hindering your ease. Esther's been having some of these conversations with herself too. She holds beliefs still that she doesn't even know she holds, because they feel like they're the right beliefs to hold because she's believed them for so long, even though they hinder her. If you are able to figure out what these things are that are holding you back, maybe you'll stop doing it. Our noticing of what most of you do when you get your finger on those things is that there's a part of you that defends them for a while. You're going to like this. Do you believe in the existence of your vortex? Of course you do. Wouldn't dare admit it if you didn't. It's right there. Do you believe in the existence of your vortex? And do you believe that your inner being has been there all along, receiving your requests and focusing them into being? So there's an aspect of you that's been thinking these things into a vibrational reality as you've been sifting and sorting and discovering them. Do you believe that anytime you feel off or negative emotion, that you're just crossways of that? You're looking at that differently than your inner being knows? And are you willing to accept that the reality of your inner being is really the biggest and most basic reality of you? This is a big thing to ask of you. We're asking you to detach from the reality that others witness when they look at you, and detach from the reality that you are speaking about all the time, all those beliefs that you hold and arguments that you have. We're asking you to detach from them just for a little while, both wanted and unwanted aspects of them, and just listen with a keener ear for the story that your inner being is telling about you. Because your inner being calls you a success, whether you do or not. And your inner being knows that you are a lover, whether you acknowledge that you are or not. That self-forgiveness that our friend was talking about earlier, your inner being will never be in a mode of forgiving you, because your inner being has never been in a mode of judging you to begin with. So what forgiveness may be is when you start looking at yourself like your inner being does and always has, rather than as you have been looking at yourself, as you have done and may still be doing. It's like a different vantage point. Following? So, do you believe in the existence of your vibrational reality? And do you believe that your inner being has been expanding as a result of your step one moments? And do you believe that your inner being is now fully in the beingness of all that you have become and is broadcasting that signal to you all day, every day? And do you believe that you have access to that knowing and to that feeling? When you're still, you can feel that feeling of who you are. And does it make sense that if you can stay there a little longer, that then that part of you will come forward into your experience so that you can reflect it in all the words you speak, in all the moves you make, in all the relationships that you foster, in all the decisions that you make? Can you feel how that wise, non-physical essence of who you are is accessible? You created it. You asked for it and you created it, and your inner being has been tending it and knowing it and owning it and projecting it. And now, doesn't it feel sort of kind of like it's time for you to receive it and be it and live it? And isn't that the ease that you were talking about living? You can never be at ease if you are at odds with your inner being. And you have more than ever before tremendous exposure to a lot of sifting and sorting of information. If you are wanting to live as you intended when you came, then you're wanting to stand where you are and evaluate to find the best of it, to find the best thought process, the path of least resistance for your well-being and for the well-being of others. What if there were a part of you who has suspended all judgment and all pushing against of all that exists? And what if that part of you could just say, there's a viable answer for the whole, there's a viable answer for the whole? What if there were a part of you that was not bogged down in your own prejudices and beliefs that are working against? What if you could tune in to that God-force part of you? And what if you could select now from this buffet, from this bouquet of magnificent differences that are on your planet? What if you had the ability to, with ease, find the path of least resistance? Well, you do. That's what this is all about. And so, how are you going to be happy in this world when you are primarily a source energy being? When you are a lover, how are you going to be happy when you find things to hate? You're not. You can't have it both ways. How are you going to feel secure and insecure at the same time? You're not. You have choices to make. There's always going to be something out there that you're going to be tempted to push against. And that's what step one is. No, I do not want that. I don't like that. I don't want any part of that. I deny that. I push against that. No, 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 no. But you can't be doing that without your inner being over there saying, well then, yes, 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 yes to this. So you've got all this yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes to love. Yes to well-being. Yes, 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 yes. It's there and it's active all the time. And you can tell in any moment when you're fighting this battle against yourself. You're not fighting the battle with the others who are speaking the words that you're reacting to. You're fighting the battle with yourself because you still have active vibrations within you that don't harmonize with what your inner being has come to know about who you are and what you want. You see, the world that is coming, this getting ready to be ready to be ready to be ready, there are generations being born by the millions coming into your experience who are watering down the resistant vibration that you all have going on. Those who are coming in are in vibrational alignment with their own inner beings. And yes, they will discover their own contrast of their own time and place. But you have already discovered the contrast of your time and place. You've discovered it and you've created anew. And we're just asking you to give yourself a little bit more of an opportunity to be a vibrational match to what you have been asking for. And let what you've been asking for, which is already accomplished in the vibrational setting, to be lived by you in this time-space reality. We don't think you have to croak and become part of the next generation in order to reap the benefit of what you've been sifting and sorting and asking for. We hope you liked that conversation as much as we do. And that's why previously and forevermore, we will continually be saying to you. And don't beat up on yourself about where you are, because where you are is just fine. Where you are is where you are. But if you are striving for that alignment with that, that's where your happiness is, you see. There isn't anything that any of you want, whether it's a pile of money or a relationship or a circumstance or an event, a material object. There isn't anything that anyone wants that is for any other reason than you believe that you will feel better in the having of it. It's that feeling good that you're reaching for. That's the success that you're reaching for. That joyful satisfaction. That's what you're reaching for. And we just want you to know that you can have it right now, even when things haven't changed. You can have it right now because while they haven't changed in terms of full manifestation, they have changed in terms of the vibrational reality. And when you sync up with the vibrational reality, then you get to be that satisfied person who gets to usher it into the real live world. Then you get to be the one that has the idea, that says the words, that's in the right place at the right time. Then you get to be that one. And that's not lazy and that's not laying back. That's energized and alive and fulfilling your reason for being, you see. Then you get to reflect all that you've become forward into this world, you see. Your babies are doing it already, and most of your animals are doing it too. And you, we love you so much, will never be happy unless you are doing it too. Let's just make it about real day-to-day life. And let's just make it simply about what feels good and what doesn't feel good. Let's just start feeling for the receiving mode for starts. Let's meditate and have the experience of receiving a thought and consciously acknowledge, oh, I just received that thought. In other words, until you actually quiet your mind down and know that you received a thought, none of this is going to even make any sense to you. But once you start receiving those thoughts, and once you're able to stay in that happy, glorious, good-feeling mood for an hour or two or three, and once you watch the cooperative universe just showering you with good ideas and situations and rendezvous and doors opening and co-creative partners saying this and that and this and that and this and that, you begin to feel the creative dance that we are all a part of. Look at it in nature. We've been breaking it down to the very rudimentary steps here, but we don't want for a moment for you to feel like your life is going to be boring as you slow everything down, because the whole point of it is to slow it down in order to sort of get the resistance at bay a little bit and then allow the momentum to begin to build. And as you begin living your life, waking up every day with that feeling, then you won't be asking whether you're thinking the thought or receiving the thought, because it won't make any difference, because it's the thought that's translating in your mind. And it will feel to you like the whole universe, or at least the universe that is revolving around you, knows exactly what you mean and is right there meaning it with you. We're talking about cooperative components surrounding you, not uncooperative components surrounding you. We're talking about getting all of the chaos and the discord and the hatred out of your personal experience, because you have brought yourself to a place where you are in sync with who you really are, and that is such a powerful and compelling point of attraction. When you are in sync with your inner being and all of that your inner being has attracted on your behalf and is attracting on your behalf, doors open everywhere. People who are watching you will be amazed at what's going on with you, and you will feel the thrill of living your life the way that you have intended to live it, you see. And you won't be lofty or haughty about it. You won't be waving a magic wand around, being powerful and saying, I do this to you and I do this to you. You'll understand that it's your point of attraction, that everything is cooperating with you. And you will feel your power to connect, your power to receive, your power to receive your blessings, your power to acknowledge them, your power to perceive them, your power to translate the vibration of them into reality. And as you get better and better and better of it, you will begin to feel a bit of invincibility. Your doubts about yourself and others will go by the wayside. And then you will begin to appreciate even those who are bothering you the most for the contrasting part that they play in the helping you to clarify what you want. In other words, it's all what makes the world go round. No one will threaten you. You won't feel afraid of them. You won't worry about them gaining power and being unkind to you or to others. You will understand that they're just doing whatever part they're able to play in the moment, and that it's all good and that it's all of value and that it all ultimately is for you.